Good afternoon, everyone. I am Michael Chapeloni, Executive Director of the Pennsylvania Tourism Office. We are best known for our calling card, visitpa.com. I'm so thrilled to be here at Valewood Farm to help unveil this year's farm show theme. To put your mind at ease, this is an agriculture event, but Pennsylvania's two largest industries could never be closer. From places like this beautiful farm, which is on our ice cream trail, to all of the wonderful things across the region. So it's great to celebrate two of our top industries in Pennsylvania. We at the Pennsylvania Tourism Office work each and every day to highlight what's best about Pennsylvania, from our farms like this one to our experiences, like our world-class culinary trails, farmers markets, and dining spots. In a traditional year, Pennsylvania welcomes more than 212 million travelers across the United States and Canada, and as well as overseas. Those visitors generate $46 billion in visitor spending, billion with a B. This wouldn't be possible without agriculture, Pennsylvania's largest industry. And what a better way to celebrate our ag industry than through the most anticipated event each year, the Pennsylvania Farm Show. It's the Super Bowl of agriculture for Pennsylvania. The PA Farm Show welcomes nearly 500,000 attendees to see the more than 6,000 animals, the champion apple pies, and of course, the rodeo. We are so excited to see what this year's event has in store for us, and I'm very excited and confident it will be the best farm show yet. If you're familiar with the farm show, you know that each day is opened with song, the National Anthem. Those who sing are given the opportunity through the farm show's Oh Say Can You Sing competition. This year's singer was a winner back in 2018, and we're excited to have her back with us to honor our nation in song. And the best way to start the 2022 farm show happenings, it is my pleasure to introduce Rachel Duke.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hail at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Beautiful job, Rachel. Truly amazing. We were very fortunate to have you wow us with your amazing and talented voice. We're truly blessed. Up next, we have Secretary Russell Redding from the Department of Agriculture to announce the return of the Pennsylvania Farm Show and to share insights on this year's theme. Secretary Redding.
Michael, thank you. Michael, thank you very much for the partnership with the Department of Agriculture, and you talked about sort of the first industries of Pennsylvania of tourism and agriculture, and the work that we do across this larger government is in recognition of that partnership, so thank you. Rachel, oh, can you sing, right? You stood in the foyer in the lobby of the Farm Show complex, and now you stand in this tent in the open air. Beautiful, thank you. Thank you very much for what you do and for being here and lending your talents with us. Thank you. To the Valewood family, can you just sort of show hands around? Let's give them a round of applause for hosting. Thank you. I can't think of a better place to stand to announce the 2022 Farm Show than on a farm in Cambria County with a family that has incredibly deep roots in agriculture and loves the Farm Show, has been there, and we'll hear about that later. But thank you, Carissa and team, for hosting. It's always good to be here. The extra draw, I think, is the ice cream, right? So we'll get a chance to try that as well. But to each of you, thank you for being here today and being part of this celebration and this announcement. We have, over the last 20 months, have been challenged, we've challenged ourselves, we continue to be challenged, but in all of that, I still find hope, right? Every time I stand on a farm about the regeneration of a new season, right? The eternal optimism of seeing what is in front of us without really knowing. And we find ourselves today at that moment talking about the 2022 Farm Show, is that we're so pleased, right, to have come through and to navigate our way out of this COVID-19 and still be able to sort of come together to celebrate the very best of Pennsylvania and Pennsylvania agriculture, and that is our Farm Show. This event, as we know, sort of marks time. It's how we keep track of the year. We know in January, the turn of a new calendar, the turn of a new year, it is Farm Show. But it's also a place of comfort. It is a place that is full of warm memories for us in agriculture, but also for the hundreds of thousands of people who attend every year. Last year, was a difficult year. It was a difficult decision for us because we had to do something we never did before, right? You could say that about our lives generally, but also in agriculture in the department, we had to go to a virtual format for the very first time in the Farm Show's history. And that decision, of course, was made out of caution, and most importantly, and this year will be the same, for health and safety of our exhibitors and the public as well. But we made that decision at a time we did not have any tools. We didn't have any tools, right? We were all sort of in a free fall and just looking for that day when we had a solution, when we had a tool available. So we find ourselves today with tools that were not available to us last year. Vaccines and masking and distancing, and I'll just tell you a lot of protocol that before was sort of speculated and now we have adopted and embedded in the work of the Department of Agriculture. So we look forward to January of 2022. I'm excited to confirm that the Farm Show will be back and it will be live this year in Harrisburg, in person, so we can enjoy all of the things that come with the live show. It'll happen January 8th through the 15th of 2022. We are excited to welcome the exhibitors, our friends across the state, to celebrate agriculture who have not been with us for 2 years, right? Connected this year, but not with us for 2 years. The 2022 Farm Show will feature the return of the favorites. It's the 1,000 pounds of butter. We'll see a miniature scale of that in a moment. But it's the famous food court items that are again, how we mark time. It's the sheep shearing, it's the competitive events, it's the youth back in the show rings where we want them. It's the 1 million square feet of that complex that comes alive every year and allows us to talk about the industry that Michael mentioned, but also those connections that are critical to the future of Pennsylvania agriculture. And while we're excited to return to the traditional farm show format, we also look forward to offering a sampling of the virtual opportunities to experience the show and celebrate agriculture. It was one of the silver linings of a pandemic, right? We all learned to do things differently. And that includes the Department of Agriculture and how to host a farm show of this size and significance. But I'll tell you that one of the really important things that came out of it was the opportunity for us to connect East and West, Philadelphia and Pittsburgh, to connect with every state in the nation, in the District of Columbia, Canada, and the United Kingdom. 2 million people connected through the farm show. So we don't want the folks who made that connection virtually to find themselves disconnected. right? We will continue to offer, again, a sampling of some of those, like the Butter Up competition, the Duckling and Beehive live cams, the Virtual Ag Explorers, and the Pennsylvania Farm Show Trail, which was new last year, and very strong response to that. We want to keep that available. So all of those virtual farm show goers can also tune in, of course, to our Facebook, Farm Show Facebook, the Instagram pages for a sampling of the farm tours, which were also something that we had a lot of good feedback from the public on. They want to see the farms like we are today. The STEM demonstrations for kids, the farm show trivia, and the stories of Pennsylvania agriculture. Throughout the COVID-19 pandemic, we all experienced less, right? Less gatherings with family and friends, less fairs and livestock shows, less opportunities to network, and less of what we all called normal. And now it's a time for more. Not only in what we went without last year, but more of what we need to be successful in the agricultural industry and to have a food secure state and nation. And of course, what does that mean? That means more milkshakes. That's about the potato donuts, Nathan. It is the culinary inspirations. It is all about the farm show memories. And of course, the 106th Pennsylvania Farm Show in January, our theme this year is harvesting more. In agriculture, it is only natural to harvest after you cultivate. In fact, it's a first principle, right? It's difficult to harvest something you didn't plant and didn't cultivate. So following the 2021 theme of cultivating tomorrow, we are harvesting more in 2022. More innovation, we're going to harvest more conservation, more diversity, more education, more connections, and more investments in agriculture. Governor Wolf and the General Assembly, and I'm pleased to have Minority Chair Representative Paszynski here with us today, who knows firsthand how important and how transformative the Pennsylvania Farm Bill was to Pennsylvania generally and to agriculture specifically. This is a piece of legislation that came out of a discussion about what does Pennsylvania agriculture need? What does it look like? But more importantly, was inspired by what we see happening around us, this connection to food and the importance of this industry. The Farm Bill embodies all of that. We are in our third round of grants, nearly $50 million of investment, new investment in Pennsylvania agriculture as a result of the Farm Bill. We've harvested increased engagement in farm to school. We've increased urban agriculture infrastructure for improved food security and access to nutritious foods. We've expanded our conservation and demonstrated our culture of stewardship, which runs deep in the agricultural community. We preserved 600,000 acres of farmland in Pennsylvania forever. And we have earned the distinction of having more farms of any state in the nation with those under the age of 35. So think about the future, right? So we stand here in the comfort of this farm and friends. But what this is really a celebration about is the future. I'm really proud of what has happened, what we're doing, the energy, but there's more. And we look forward to sharing that harvest with you at this farm show in January 2022, where we bring together the agricultural stories, the investments, the people who make it happen, but also the folks who make it happen at the consumer level. That's the partnership that we'll speak of, and we will celebrate and look forward to harvesting more with Pennsylvania. Thank you.
Thank you, Secretary, for the great news, and thank you for your partnership of your entire department. We really appreciate it in the tourism office. Representative Paszynski, as the Secretary noted, is best known in this agricultural arena, pun intended, for being a champion of the historic 2019 Farm Bill, which included his language supporting PA Preferred's Homegrown by Heroes program, which promoting Pennsylvania veterans who become better farmers and producers. To speak more about the importance of the farm show and the great economic impact and its impact on all of us, Representative Eddie Pashinsky.
Thank you, Michael. And it's a pleasure to be here with all of you, and especially with someone who I admire tremendously, someone who represents the agriculture industry with incredible amount of ability, class, knowledge. Secretary Redding, always a pleasure, and I thank you very much. Obviously, he stated all the things that need to be said, so I don't have to say anything. No, I'm only kidding you. There's always room for some more. Rachel, outstanding job. That was wonderful. To the family of this incredible place. We've heard about agritourism, right? Well, this is the place to come. It is magnificently groomed. There's so many different activities here, and I had the distinct pleasure of meeting the family. Where's Carissa, Simon, and Zane? Where are you? There they are back there. Give them a round of applause one more time. A beautiful place. And we got to make sure that we all come out here and have a party. So, got it? That's it. By the way, we do have the milkshakes to do our toast, right? We do not conclude any of our ag events without doing a toast in milk. In any case, really a pleasure, and how exciting it is for the farm show to be live again. As the secretary pointed out, we were in unknown territory last year trying to protect the lives of all of our family and friends, not knowing what could occur. But for the people that may be listening and have never attended the show, boy, are you missing something special. And I mean that. The aromas, the tastes, the excitement, the people, the animals. And you know what else I love about the farm show? The true love of the ag industry for what they do. This is a tough job. It has to be within your heart and soul. This is 7 days a week, 24 hours a day. And that farm show demonstrates the talent, the ability, the dedication of our Pennsylvania farmers who do what? They feed us. And they fed us so well during that pandemic. They worked. The producers produced, the distributors distributed that food so all of us could sustain our lives. The farmers and their partners deserve an incredible round of applause. People don't realize what they do every single day to make sure we have food at our table. That is key. And the farm show is that trophy. It's that testament to the dedication of the farmers. And that's why I'm saying to you, if you have never attended the farm show, you are missing something very, very special. As the secretary pointed out, thank goodness, we did get something pretty special out of the pandemic, and that is virtual learning, virtual connections. I'm a little tired of Zooms, but the bottom line is, if you live 200-300 miles away, if you live 1,000 miles away, if you live in California and you want to see how to do things right in agriculture, you can get on virtual and see the entire farm show. And we're not even going to charge you. Just send us a little note saying thank you and I love what you're doing. That is so, so important. So now we can expand and we can what? Promote Pennsylvania, one of the finest ag state in the entire nation. Do you know how many people it employs? Take a guess. 4, 8, 100, 2,000? Over 580,000 people are employed. That builds our economy. What is it worth? Over $135 billion. That builds our economy. We do well when we work together. And this event is extremely special. So now you have a chance to see it virtually because you may be too far away. those of you that are within driving distance, come and experience it live. It is extremely special. Secretary mentioned the Farm Bill. It's the first ever Farm Bill. $50 million to help improve, produce, expand, develop, and continue on with the great superiority of Pennsylvania. The other thing I wanted to mention to you was that not only has that Farm Bill helped in many different ways. Is that me? I thought I shut it off. I'm awfully sorry. I did shut it off. Why is it doing that? But in any case, I'm trying to promote the idea that there is such an enormous amount of things to be seen at the farm show. I normally have not been involved in ag. That wasn't my upbringing. Other than, as I like to say, I used to water my grandfather's tomatoes and clean his pigeon coop, which wasn't too cool. But the bottom line is the farm show and the work that's being done there, the exhibits and the things that are there are really, truly something for everyone. I guarantee if you come there, you will be thrilled to see what's there, taste the food, and you gotta have the milkshakes. So with that, I say to you, harvest more. Harvesting more? Yes. Harvesting more, we're going to eat more and gain a few pounds, but they're going to be healthy. Don't forget the Farm Show, January 2022. Thank you.
Thank you, Representative. I wish you had a little more passion, but we'll let that go today. We'll let it go. The PA Farm Show means something different to everyone, as the representative noted. Whether you visit each year with your family or your commercial or competitive exhibitor, the farm show is special in all of our hearts. I'm pleased to introduce a few folks who share the experiences and what that means to them. Please join me in welcoming Nathan Tallman. He's the Executive Director of the Pennsylvania Cooperative Potato Growers. Nathan?
Thank you. Thank you for having me. I'd like to thank Valewood Farms for hosting this event. Thank you, Secretary Russell Redding, for your amazing leadership and your team for having me today. I really appreciate it. The value of an in-person farm show to PA Cooperative Potato Growers gives us an opportunity to showcase our 28 potato grower farm family members. It also gives us an avenue to educate the PA consumers that potatoes are grown in their communities and their backyards, like at Faribault Farms right here in Cambria County, who I visited with this morning. Him and his family are out right now harvesting potatoes just 8 or 9 miles from here. In addition, it gives an avenue to show that potatoes are grown all across Pennsylvania, not only in this county, but in Erie. They're also grown in Forest, Franklin, Potter, Lehigh, Northampton, Berks, Lebanon, Schuylkill, and Lancaster. The Pennsylvania Farm Show also gives us an opportunity to recognize our snack food partners that support our Pennsylvania potato growers by producing our PA grown potatoes. Pennsylvania is the snack food capital of the world. We also can recognize our food service partners. They also purchase our whole peeled potato products, our peeled potatoes, our sliced potatoes, and French fried potatoes. It also gives us an opportunity to recognize our retail partners that support our Pennsylvania growers of the fresh packed potatoes in your 5 and 10 pound bags at grocery stores. 2022 is an extra special event for Pennsylvania Cooperative Potato Growers, as we'll be 100 years old. We're the oldest chartered agriculture cooperative in the United States, chartered June 1922. So Farm Show 2022, Harvesting More, we'll be able to let everyone know about our cooperative. That's 100 years of marketing fresh potatoes, Farm Show potato donuts, baked potatoes, and French fries. Thank you for having me, and we'll see you at Farm Show.
Next up, thank you very much for those comments. Next up, we have Livy Jumper. She's a 4-H State Council President who is going to touch on the value of education opportunities in the Farm Show.
Well, thank you so much for the introduction. It's an honor to be here and to be able to watch the magic of the Farm Show unfold. And I just want to say, in light of this year's theme, Harvesting More, it just starts with one single seed. So I'd like everybody to imagine a family coming from Pittsburgh or Philadelphia, an urban kind of area, and they decide to come to the 2022 Pennsylvania Farm Show just because they want to have a fun day out with the kids and maybe they want to watch those ducklings slide down the water slide. And they don't have a big background in agriculture, but each of their kids has a different interest. So let's say the daughter, she loves writing, she loves to write little stories, and she also loves animals. Okay, and then let's say the son, he loves milkshakes, and he loves drinking milk and eating cheese, and he loves being outdoors and playing in the dirt and that kind of thing. So let's say they walk into the farm show, immediately they're surrounded by all these exhibits and presentations and these experts in the field, and let's say they specifically go to the career panel. And this is a panel of experts in their field who are talking about their unique careers and encouraging people to seek out those careers. And the girl is watching, and there's an agricultural journalist up on stage, and that person is talking about how they mix writing with their love for animals and agriculture, and that seed is planted in that girl's mind as she realizes this is something she can do. She can combine her two passions and do this in the future. And then let's say the boy is walking through the dairy cow barns, and he is met by a super friendly exhibitor who is just super willing to talk to him about the cows and their names and how to take care of them and how to start in the dairy industry. And this boy realizes that he could become a dairy farmer, and he has this seed in his mind, and he realizes, wow, I could have free milkshakes for life. But he also realizes that he doesn't have to be the son of a dairy farmer. He doesn't have to be the grandson of a dairy farmer. He can start and be a first-generation dairy farmer without having to have 10,000 cows or a major big farm because of that seed that that exhibitor planted in his mind. So what a lot of people don't realize is that it doesn't take years and years for a seed to start growing. And the same thing is for agriculture. It doesn't take years and years to start in agriculture. You don't have to have an extensive background in the field. You don't have to have all of your grandparents and great-grandparents coaching you through it. You can start just because of that seed planted in your mind, and that's what the PA Farm Show is all about. So I mentioned exhibitors, and I think those are really a key part of the PA Farm Show because they act as the liaison between the adult experts and the youth who are interested in agriculture. So I've been an exhibitor at the PA Farm Show, and I've been an exhibitor at my county fair, and I know that other exhibitors can relate to this moment when you're sitting with your animal in its pen, or you happen to be standing by your poster in the home ec building, or maybe you're showing off your decorated round bale for the round bale contest, and some person comes up from the public and asks you a simple question, and it might be something kind of silly, something like, do brown cows really produce chocolate milk? And you might feel like you've answered this 100 times. It might feel like second nature to you. But to that person, what you're telling them is that seed getting planted in their mind that they can learn about agriculture. And that is the whole point of the PA Farm Show. The Pennsylvania Farm Show, the goal is to teach people about agriculture, but also teach them how to get involved in agriculture. And that doesn't mean that every single person who walks into the PA Farm Show is going to go home and start writing out their blueprints for their 10,000 acre farm. That doesn't always happen like that, but maybe they'll go home and they'll remember that at the farm show they learned that it's really important to support local farmers instead of big corporations. So maybe the next time they go to Walmart, they'll buy a gallon of United brand milk instead of the Great Value brand milk. Or maybe they'll even come to Vailwood Farms and buy some dairy here. And maybe they'll go home and they'll realize instead of going to the grocery store once a week, they'll go to their local farmer's market once a week. Or maybe they'll go to their county fair and buy a livestock project off of a 4-H member. And it's that seed that was planted in their head from the PA Farm Show that inspires them to do that. And that's the whole point. And I can assure you that the 2022 Pennsylvania Farm Show is going to plant seeds in the minds of people, and it's going to grow the next generation of agriculture. Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it.
Thank you so much, Livy. I must say that you just stole the show because that was very impressive, very impressive. Our next speaker is a farm animal expert. From right here at Vailwood Farms, we have Carissa Eitel, who will speak on her experiences as a farm ag exhibitor.
Thank you. Thank you guys so much for coming. I heard a lot of talk about the last year and a half and how weird things got. And I have to say that our family farm, just like a lot of Pennsylvania family farms, didn't have any virtual days, right? But that's a sense of pride for us. We are really proud to have had the ability to continue to produce food for our neighbors and food for our communities all throughout the pandemic. So when I think about what the farm show means, I think about that same sense of pride. Our family has participated in the farm show in a lot of different ways. We have cousins who have exhibited animals and get to experience that pride of, competing against other showmen to try to, do their best and try to certainly place at the top of their class. We have other cousins who exhibit their pride in a different way. They're a dairy princess and like to talk about, the benefits of milk and dairy products and really want to share that pride with folks who are at the farm show as well. I have another cousin, in fact, Zane, who is part of the calving corner at the farm show. And again, was able to use that pride in the dairy industry to try to talk to consumers about what's going on with dairy animals and how we take care of them. So looking forward to hopefully a more normal year as a Pennsylvania dairy farm family. We're proud of the work we've been doing, and we're proud to have the opportunity to share that with all of you. Thank you very much. I did have chocolate milk here, so please help yourself to chocolate milk. So just so you have. Thank you guys.
Thank you so much. Great comments, and thank you again for hosting us here today. Last but certainly not least, we have the Butter Up winner, sculptor of the Good Shepherd, Garrett McCall.
Thanks for having me. It's nice to see everybody here. I'd like to thank Valwood Farms for hosting this event today and the Pennsylvania Farm Show for asking me to build the sculpture for this event. I always enjoyed going to the farm show and seeing the big 1,000-pound sculpture. I think there's just something so appealing to people that butter, it's just so ordinary, and you can turn it into something extraordinary. And I never thought I'd be working with butter sculpting. I've worked with clay and other mediums, but never butter. And this past farm show, they started the Butter Up competition. And some friends and family asked me, or they sent me the link, and they said, hey, you should try this out. And I thought, I don't know, but I gave it a shot. And the sculpture that I made was about 5 pounds of butter, so it was very small. It was challenging, but it was a lot of fun. And I ended up taking first place in the state. And the farm show ended up reaching out to me and asking if I would make the logo for this year's farm show, which is Harvesting More. So today I have a sculpture here for you guys that weighs about 45 pounds, and 30 pounds of it is butter from Valwood Farms. It took about 30 hours to make, and I was working in a walk-in fridge that was about 35 degrees. So I had a hat on, 2 coats, and numb hands, but it turned out pretty good, and I'm excited to show you guys it. So do we want to pull the curtain back and review it?
Drum roll if we need Carissa. Yeah.
Oh yeah, Carissa.
Yeah. Second, drum roll. Yeah.
Do you want the other side? Yeah, go ahead. You can do that side. Thank you.
So we're going to pull it out and move it over here. Have it on display.
You want help?
You want to open up
I'll
that door.
open those doors.
We practiced this earlier.
Oh, this is tricky. This is tricky.
So how cool is that? Stay right next to it. Right, you did the work. So everything that you heard today about the passion, the pride, all of the challenges of, the past year are embodied in that sculpture, right? So Garrett, thank you for last year, I guess this year, right, 2021, you're doing your Good Shepherd. It earned you a lot of respect across the state. Thanks for doing something, again, we've never done before, but this Butter Up competition, I think, was one of the cool things that happened of last year's farm show, having 130 folks across the state. Garrett was the skilled artist, skilled knife, is that?
Loop tools, clay, loop tools,
Okay.
knives,
Yeah.
anything you can find.
Right, but all of what we've heard here today, I think, is captured in that sculpture. The magic that Livy noted, the passion that Representative Pyshinsky shared and spoke of, the Farm Bill hopes and the investments we speak of, and also our vision for what Pennsylvania agriculture is captured in that keystone. We are looking forward to harvesting more in 2022. So congratulations to all who are here. Thank you for being part of agriculture. Thanks for being part of today's event. Michael, I'll turn it back to you.
Thank you, Secretary. And really, all I have to say is harvesting more. I mean, and we will see you at the 2022 Farm Show.
Excellent.
Thank you.
Thank you. So we'll see you in 114 days, right? Are you going to keep that?
Whatever, if you guys want to take it, or
Oh, we're going to take it. I need this to take that. But great. Thank you. We'll see you at the Farm Show. Thank you.